this is interesting, the Bloomberg piece. Dakin Campbell, the 99-year-old financial advisor. Irene Bergman, she manages almost $2 billion for institutions. This woman is a legend, and if you read Dakin's story, which I encourage everybody to do,
it's a great read.
It shows how she has managed to be successful and to be patient and to be above reproach all at the same time.
And of course, she also has her own money to manage there. She makes the point that her clients appreciate the fact that she has money and she knows how to manage it as well. I thought the best quote in this story was her talking about how the longer you're in the business, the more pessimistic you get, the more realistic you get, the less bright-eyed, bushy-tailed you are. And she gives a couple of examples of what she's learned over her decades-long career, including holding on to each investment for at least 3 years before she does anything with it. That's considered super long-term in this market environment.
Very much so. They interviewed a couple of people who've done business with her, and one of them said that one of the strange, I guess, dichotomies is because she's got her own wealth, she isn't after your wealth. So you know this is someone who you can trust with your money. She's just not putting you into bad positions so she can make some money off.
Right, so she's not taking the breadcrumbs. She also made the point that she missed Apple completely. It was too much for her.
I found that shocking. Yes, she missed the boat on that.
She missed the boat on that, but she seems to be doing well for herself otherwise. There was another really good article on Wall Street Culture. And it's all over the Bloomberg terminal. It's one of the most well-read stories about this 24-year-old first-year analyst at Goldman Sachs who was found dead after working a couple of all-nighters. And he was in the TMT group, the investment banking group at Goldman Sachs, and it felt like he basically worked himself to death. He didn't know how to calibrate his hours and the stress and find any of that work-life balance that investment banks are starting to push their employees towards.
I'm always curious when I read something and it says work-life balance, because as far as I'm concerned, it's a life balance. There is no work-life balance. When you die, your tombstone doesn't read, "I wish I had spent more time at work." The idea is that you're supposed to find somewhere that you're not doing these 80 to 100-hour work weeks that are stressing young people out, and the banks are finally starting to step up and try to do something about this.
They are, but you know what's interesting? You've heard a lot of banks saying that young first-year analysts can't work Saturdays anymore. A lot of people say that makes their Sunday more stressful because they end up staying later on Sunday night. They have to end up working one of the days of the weekends no matter what. So even though the banks are making a move, it's a culture thing. I mean, look at places like Japan, which the government is trying to mandate that people take the time off days they're allotted. It's not happening. People are still working overtime. They still won't take the X number of days off that they get because it's a cultural thing. You need to show your face time. Well, maybe the millennials will change that.
Well, they want their boss to see them at the work. They want their boss to see them at work, after hours, calling up the phone, "Hey, you're still there?" Mental note. This is somebody who's going to work. But again, as you said, working yourself to death isn't the answer.
No.
What's